Welcome to Profound Frivolity. We're your hosts, Dustin,
Orrin,
and Gray.
And in this podcast, we're going to be telling stories that you didn't know you wanted to hear.
So grab a drink.
And some good and plenty.
Because this is Profound Frivolity.
Welcome back to this week's episode. And today, if you listened to last week's episode, you know we are continuing the topic of
theater
performances, and whatnot. So, yeah, we're not going to waste any more of your time, and we're just going to dive right into the stories.
Part 2, baby!
Yeah.
Now I'm going to share a story that nearly got me in massive trouble with my teacher.
Oh. Was I in this?
You was.
I was.
You was. She was in it. But you don't remember, I don't think. Okay, so let me go back a long time ago when I was but a wee little boy.
A wee lad.
I think I must have been
A wee
like...
lad and lassie?
Okay, it was probably like a year ago, so I think I was around like 12. I'm not 13. I am older than that, I guarantee it. No, I must have been 12. Probably around there. Maybe 10, 11. I was between 10 and 12.
Because you're 9 now, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. How was he 12 then and 9 now?
Have you ever watched Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
What?
They do time stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In Endgame.
Yeah, they do like realities.
In Endgame, they do time stuff.
Yeah, I was that.
I meant
I'm
that.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's also Spider-Man.
Okay, so anyway, in the story,
Peter Parker.
Never do that again.
Pita. I was a pita chips. Peter Parker.
Like Peter Malark.
Peter Malak.
Ew.
Stop.
I don't like that.
Let me tell my story.
Like-
Okay, so I went to this co-op.
Because we're homeschooled.
Yay! Because our parents don't care about our education. Yay!
No! I've already started college, okay?
Me too.
So, dual credit, way to go.
Boom.
Anyway.
So, anyway, we were gonna do this end of term,
Semester?
end of semester. Yeah, not term. End of
You are
semester.
homeschooled, aren't you?
Yeah, okay. So it's a co-op. You go there every Thursday. I don't go there anymore, but every Thursday we would go. Okay,
Is this the Christmas thing?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I was Mary, and he was Joseph.
I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I was not Joseph. I was
Yes,
part
you
of the
were.
choir.
You
I didn't
were
even get a
also
role.
Joseph.
I was?
Yes. And we had a child. It was so uncomfy.
No, that wasn't me.
Yes, it
No,
was.
it wasn't, because I was part of the choir.
So was I. I was also Mary.
Oh, you're
But aren't
right.
you guys cousins?
Yes,
Yes.
we are. And we had a child at night.
No, but it was...
so uncomfortable.
Oh, you're right, because I remember having to
But
walk...
at least it...
No, having to walk... Because this co-op wasn't in church. We had to walk down the church aisle, and like, there was... like the angels that were around. Yes, the angels, and they were all my friend, and they were, yeah, that was so.
They were
uncomfortable.
all your friends.
They were
your
all my friends.
singular friend.
No. The angels were my friends, like in the co-op.
And they would like, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm glad it was you and not some random dude.
Yeah,
They couldn't have been like,
because
oh,
literally nothing.
married,
Could,
you
make
know?
each other like
'Cause-
uncomfortable.
I mean, they still could, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so. If you guys didn't know, you didn't know, because I've never said this before, so surprise.
If you didn't know, well, I mean, I know you don't.
So I'm a pianist. I like to play the piano. I'm a pianist. Not really. I know 3 songs, but I've been taking piano for a really long time.
I took
And
piano for 2 years and it was terrible. Okay, keep going.
I actually recently stopped my piano classes.
I also do the piano.
Me too.
I don't.
Yes, she does not. So anyway, my teacher knew that I did the pianos, so she was like, "Hey, can you do
Can
some
you say
pianos?"
play piano instead of do piano? Because that just sounds like
But that's what I do.
That's
I do
wrong.
piano.
You play piano.
You
I
play
don't know
piano.
if you can call it play.
It's like...
I'm not sure it qualifies as play, but whatever. Okay, so she knew that I played the piano.
I do the tuba. No, you play the tuba. You play the tuba. You don't do, like, no. Just play the piano.
Okay, so I played the piano.
Yes.
And she asked me if I wanted to play the piano for this play. Kind of like it was a little bit weird because it wasn't like we didn't need it for the play. It's not like we were like doing the songs while people like did stuff in the play. It was like before or right after. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, so you know how I had a part in the play. I was Joseph and then part of the choir. Like I would be Joseph and then after that I would go change and then go sit in the choir and like try to sing. After that, I would get up and I would go play the piano, and then like so would other kids who like did the knew how to play the piano, and other
the tuba, and the kid who did the saxophone.
No, so it was only violin and piano.
And then
who did the kazoo?
Yeah. No
one did the kazoo.
So me, my older brother, and this other girl from the same co-op, we did the piano. We all took our turns, and then there was these 3 girls. I think they were sisters, who did the violin, and they did it all at the same time.
Yeah.
All 3 of them were playing 3 different violins, correct?
And then one of my friends did the cello.
I was picturing 3
right.
kids playing 1 violin. And I was like, how does that work? Do they prop it up on one kid's head, another one holds the bow, and another one holds the actual violin?
Yeah.
No, that's
now
not
I'm
how it
going to be
works.
picturing that.
So draw that.
Okay, so this story is really dragging on. Wow. So anyway, we had practice.
Yeah.
Okay, we were supposed to practice on our own, but like she wanted us to like play it once there. So I did my piece. It was a Christmas piece. It was I think it was "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," or I think it was that, or maybe it was I don't know. It was a Christmas song. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did that. No. The girls with the violin.
The girls.
the
girls played the violin.
The violinist did "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." I don't remember what I did.
Probably Jingle Bells or something. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. But anyway, so I did it, and everyone was like, "Yay, good job!" And the other piano people did it, and they were like, "Yay, good job!" And then the violin people get up there, and they're like, "Yeah." They sounded so bad.
Oh.
I remember
so bad.
I remember because everyone who wasn't rehearsing was supposed to go to their classes, but I stayed behind, looked through the doors, and was laughing hysterically at these 3 girls who were doing so bad.
I'm so sorry if you guys are listening to this and you're like, "Hey, that was us," and they were like really little.
Okay,
and
it sounded like garbage.
I'm sorry. But you sounded really bad. Like, I'm sure, like, if you guys all, like, did it by yourself, I'm sure you guys are great violin players. But all at once, no.
Hot garbage.
They were all playing different songs.
Trash.
They were playing different songs?
It sounded like it. So anyway, so I'm crying in the back of the class, okay?
You're crying, like, sad?
No, I was laughing, crying. And this other kid named Jack,
oh my gosh, I hated Jack.
He was a little mean. But so they start playing, and I start cracking up, and I'm laughing. So I get out of my chair, and I go to the back, and I sit in one of the back chairs, and I hear someone snicker behind me. So I turn around, and Jack is rolling on the ground, laughing his head off, and that sets me off. So I start laughing and crying, and I go behind the chairs, and I start rolling around on the ground. And then one of my classmates, I think her name was
Felicia.
No, not Felicia. It was like Allison.
Felicia.
Her name was Allison, but everyone called her Allie. But I didn't, because I thought that was weird.
Many people named
There was.
Allie,
so she comes back there, she stomps her foot down, and she goes, "You guys are being so rude." I start laughing even harder. It was so funny. So you're like, "Huh, that's funny, right?" Yeah, well, it gets worse.
Oh.
Because remember, they have to do this in front of the entire church.
Oh, it's not doing that right now.
No. This is just the practice.
Uh-oh.
So right, we have some weeks and we practice and whatnot. I just leave the room whenever they start practicing because I couldn't bear getting in trouble.
You totally get in trouble, don't you?
What? Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, she sat me and Jack in the back of the class. She was like, "You guys are like, that's not okay."
Y'all need some whoopings, you know what I mean?
I couldn't control my laughter. It sounded horrible. So in the performance, I know what's coming. I've got butterflies in my stomach because I know I have to go up and I have to perform in front of all of our parents. Okay, so I go, I do my piece,
Got butterflies.
and I'm like, yes, I did it, and I'm the last person to play the piano. So I'm like, finally, I did it, and I hear behind me, and I'm like, no, I forgot, and now I have to sit in these chairs right in front of everybody.
Oh yeah, we're like the top, the front, like pew.
Yeah, because like everyone else was like in the back, like in the choir seats, or like going, like they were where they were supposed to be a part of the play. But because I just played the piano, everyone who had done their instrument had to sit in the chairs that was right in front of everyone else, like dead center in the front of the room, like in front of everyone. And they start playing. The most beautiful instruments, except for they completely defaced them because they sound horrible. So I'm just, my eyes are bleeding. I'm just like, don't laugh. Do not laugh. Dustin, if you laugh, you are going to be in so much trouble. People are going to hate you.
And when Dustin laughs,
everyone
he
knows.
laughs.
I laugh.
It's not like
I laugh.
It's like a
So there's at least 3 pianists who are sitting next to me.
One of them's your brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's like on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All
and
3 of
mature.
us. Yes, and mature. He was holding it together. We were not. I look at both of them. We just go. We all 3 get up, walk out the door, and go to the bathroom, and just laugh our heads off. I mean, I laughed. I cried so much. And then right when everyone was done laughing, we would hear them outside the bathroom and we would start laughing again.
I'm just picturing it.
We got in so much trouble.
Like, how did they punish you for that?
I know, like, you laughed. Smack.
Yeah, like, because we just, like, got up in the middle of their performance.
In front of everyone.
In front of everyone and just left. And, like, everyone knew why we left. Yeah. Everyone knew that they were a little bit below subpar.
A little bit below subpar. That's a new phrase and I like it.
But, like, everyone knew that we just couldn't handle it. It was...
You gotta know, though, I bet the teachers were laughing, too. Just a little quieter.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, and then what's funny is after everything happens, they've got, like, this buffet, so I go in, I get in line, right? It's still, like, wiping the tears out of my eyes. And guess who gets right behind me? The 3 violinists. They're right behind me, and I hear them talking, they're like, we sounded pretty good. No joke. And they were like, yeah, I messed up once, but other than that, yeah, we sounded really good. I particularly liked, like, so on and so forth. But they were, like, praising each other, and they were like, yeah, I liked how it sounded. That was better than normal. I was like, oh, no. Who's gonna tell them they sound like garbage? Again, this was years ago. So, like, don't hate on me for hating on them, okay? Do not think that you can do any better when you are faced with the opportunity to laugh, okay? And I'm sure they sound great now, okay? I don't know, but I'm sure they do.
We're just gonna act like they do.
Yeah.
Because we feel bad for making fun of them.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
Anyway. I think it's my turn.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Alright, so I've never been in any, like, really big plays. The biggest thing I ever did when it comes to, like, cinematic experiences was, like, acting in short films that I did with my friends.
Yeah, with us, yeah.
Yeah, with you guys. Anyway, but those all went pretty well, except for the one time I had this one line where I still remember the number. I had 43 takes.
Yeah.
To say one sentence. The sentence was, side effects of this disease cause immediate growth of face... I said it wrong again! Of hair on the face. I said
Wait,
face on the hair.
So
Why
over
didn't we
40
change it to facial hair?
Over 42 times, 43rd time.
We
I
made
got it right.
43rd time. We made this little like disease. These like fake. We made this disease. You know, no, we made this little video of like fake diseases or
Kind
whatever.
of
Funny
insensitive.
one.
Yeah, a little bit,
there
but
was
it was
one, like-
hilarious. And Orrin was like the scientist who was like explaining all of it, and he's like, you know, no, and then
And I was like
cuts.
the person who had like the rapid facial hair growth.
Yeah, and my like 2-year-old brother did too,
Uh-huh.
and he had like a mustache. And there's like 12-year-old me picking him up out of his crib, and he's got like a mustache and stuff, and I'm like, yeah.
And you're like,
It was
wow,
great.
this baby has a mustache.
Yeah, he's an
Wow.
Italian baby.
And
Oh,
my
yeah.
accent in that thing, we're going off track, but my
Yeah.
accent went from, it was an American accent, like a weirdly slightly Southern American accent,
Yeah, and then like German.
and then like German, and then English, and then Australian throughout the whole video.
Yeah.
And there's like 80 cuts because I couldn't memorize more than one sentence at a time.
And even then.
That video was up on the internet. It's not anymore.
Yeah.
But and I don't know if I'm glad for that or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not the main thing. The main thing is that every time I went to visit my mom's side of the family, we would organize plays for our family. So again, really small. Nothing like anything you guys were doing.
Uh-huh.
And they were always, all we had was like this idea of how we wanted it to end. And that was entirely it. Characters, we basically made up on the fly. All we knew is it had to end this certain way, and we just role play to that point, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And we would always set a timer that we were looking at, like, it needs to be this long, whatever. We were like 8. And every time the play was like exceedingly violent, and it was weird, but it would always start out so normal, but then the bad guy would come out and kill off like half the characters, and then we'd come back as actors, obviously, for their like minions or something, and then it would be just this epic battle scene that lasted for like 8 minutes, and everyone put up with us because we were cute, we were like 8 years old, but that could not have been very entertaining to watch. So yeah, I think we were slightly problematic then. I don't know what was going through our head that what inspired us to be so violent every time. We'd do full-on screams. We had these, like, red, like, streamer things. We just had red objects we would drop when we were fake sad. Like,
Fire hydrants would be like,
red Lego pieces or, like, red stuffed animals. It was so random, as long as it was red, and we could chuck it. So it looked like we were stabbed.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, that was what we do. But then there was this other time that I basically remembered right now. When I was in 2nd grade, and it was this little... They call it like a reading theater or whatever.
Oh, like a staged reading type of
Yeah,
thing.
pretty
Or you
much.
Just read the
And every time like
lines.
you would change, a character would go somewhere to interact with other characters, they would stand up with their big, like 2-inch thick book in their hands, because we were just reading from a children's novel, essentially. It was about Johnny Appleseed. And I was Johnny Appleseed.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got the main role. Congratulations.
They picked the wrong person, though. And I was just sitting, 2nd grade me.
Not Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
Orrin.
Yeah. I was just sitting, and I was looking at my book, I'm like, okay, I gotta get this right. I gotta get this right. The parents are here. I gotta just read this. I don't have to do any inflection.
Was
I
it
just have to-
highlighted?
Yeah. Yes, it was highlighted. But it was that annoying, like, plasticky, like, textbook paper.
Oh.
Well, not textbook paper. They're better now, but, like, all I know is that all of our 2nd grade versions of textbooks, we had to write in them, but they were, like, this weird, like, photo paper.
Oh.
So, like, the highlighting would rub off, but that wasn't the issue.
Okay.
So I would-
You were the issue.
I was the issue. So I was the one that had to get up and, like, sit by people.
Too complex.
Wait,
you have to
no.
get up and then sit down?
I'm sorry. I ended up being a Native American. because I was so bad at the rehearsal as
Oh,
Johnny
so they were
Appleseed.
like, nope.
Because what I would do, I would never sit by the right people. Because how scene transitions would work, as I'd stand up and sit down again with the next set of characters that were also sitting. We were all just sitting down. It was weird. And reading out of our books. But I would always get up and sit with the wrong kids. And I'd start reading my next line, and then they'd just look at me, and then a kid across the room would start talking. It was weird. I don't know why it was organized this way, but it was still my fault. I had practiced, and it didn't pay off, basically. Anyway, they're like, you can't be Johnny Appleseed. Which I didn't care at all, because I was like, I knew I was doing terribly. I was a pretty self-aware second grader.
Yeah, good for you.
So I'm like, I'll just be the Native American guy. They swapped me with another kid who was actually doing well. So he was the new Johnny Appleseed. I was some chief or something. And he came and sit by me. This is when the parents are here, mind you. I read the full paragraph of Johnny Appleseed's line. And he doesn't stop me. And then I read the Native American line.
Oh my god.
I notice after I finish both words. My mom was there. She'll probably not remember it because we all played it off. And it almost sounded okay. Like, because he did a greeting. He was like, hey. And he never referenced himself, like, hey, I'm Johnny Appleseed. He just said, like,
And you're like, I'm Johnny Appleseed,
hey,
too.
I need help with this, whatever. And then it just continued as normal. But for me, afterwards, I was like, oh no, everyone noticed. Reality is, I don't think anybody did. But that was bad. I've never really had stage fright. I love talking to people. And when there's lots of them, it's hard for them to give you a response. Which sounds like a bad thing, but it's not. Anyway, you can feel like you're winning an argument with everybody.
True, yeah.
Anyway, mine are not as interesting, which is why they were last. But thank you for sitting through those. I think that's everything, though.
That ends this little bit longer episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And we will see you guys next week. See you later.
Bye.